a lot of talk is going on right now about real estate agents becoming a commodity, right? And if you are a commodity, you will be a commodity. And yet if people know who you are and they know what you stand for and your mission and your vision, and you speak about your story and tell those things, that all kind of formulates this brand that you have.
Hello there, Keller Williams rock stars and all those agents ready to build their business. We have got a great friend of the MAPS Business Growth Advisor page, and we want to make sure that we get some of this content out here. So I have got a great opportunity to introduce you to a social media phenom. So we have got Deanna Watson here with 50 Facebook sales in 50 weeks. Deanna, how are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm really stoked right now because I get to talk to you about one of my favorite things, and that's building social media. Tell us just a little bit about how you got into the MAPS world and where this became your passion.
Yeah, so I'll start with the passion first because it kind of led me to be able to have the criteria and the qualifications to get into the MAPS world. My husband is in the military, so for the last probably, 5 years, we've moved quite often, and kind of every 2 to 3 years, we start over in another state with a whole new set of people that we don't know, and streets we've never been down, and schools that I have no clue are good or bad, and no clue what area goes to where, and you kind of pull out the map proverbially and start over. So this kind of all came to fruition when we were in Colorado. We knew we would be moving to North Carolina. Neither of us are from either of those states, and so it's always fun going somewhere neither of you have been. And I was sitting there, you wrap up the clients you're working with, you don't want to start anybody and leave them, and I'm thinking, how in the world am I going to do this again? And do I want to, right? And so I thought to myself, if I were in all of these people's shoes, which I am right now, we're moving and we don't know and we're scared and all these things, where would I go? Right. And this was probably 2013, 2014 or so. And I'm like starting to notice as I'm on Facebook, all these people who are asking just question after question about the area and have nowhere to go to do it. So it kind of all started with a need that I had that turned into just go where the people need you and give them what they're asking for. And it just exploded. The group that I started in 2014 has never fallen below 6,000 members that are using it for housing in my area. And that's been going strong for quite a few years now. So,
wow, that is amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I love about your course, and I got an opportunity to watch the videos on the MAPS coaching page for Keller Williams. You talk a lot about social media not being very intentional and building an actual brand. Can you tell us a little bit about that and how important that is?
Yeah, the brand is important no matter if you're someone like me that moves a lot or whether you've been there forever, just because, a lot of talk is going on right now about real estate agents becoming a commodity, right? And if you are a commodity, you will be a commodity. And yet if people know who you are and they know what you stand for and your mission and your vision, and you speak about your story and tell those things, that all kind of formulates this brand that you have that's tied up with the bow and the colors on top that you choose. And so some people look at brand like, what's my logo? What's my color? And I honestly think that's the most irrelevant part of all of it.
Yeah.
And so we talk a lot about the message and not just what the logo looks like, and who you are, and walking around and being your brand at all times and living through your values and things like that. Because really telling the story and talking about your brand story is what brings people to you for recruiting, as well as buyers, sellers, and people who want to send you referrals from other markets.
Well, what I really like about this course, and I was excited to get you on and really talk about this and get the word out, is, I typically find with real estate, there's two different types of agents. There's the agents that have been brought up around the social media, feel very comfortable with it. Now we're looking at ways to enhance it and really become more intentional. But you also have those agents that are a little nervous and haven't really put their foot into that pool very much, and they're missing out on that piece of the pie. So tell us how you can serve both of those types of clients with this class.
Yeah, so the class is 8 sessions, and it actually is, the first session is very basic, very foundational. Even the first part talks about how do you even start a Facebook like page.
Awesome.
There are some people who come, and I actually was on the phone with a few ladies yesterday after my webinar for the next launch, and that was their biggest concern. I don't want to do this if I can't, right? I don't even have a page. And I also tell people that for specific situations, if you need direct help, I mean, I can always help and do a recording and post the recording in our group for something more specific that there's a need around. But it talks a lot at the beginning about the foundational pieces and moves all the way to the end. The last course is basically all about analytics and how to use the numbers, because numbers is the game and language of business. And so how to use those numbers to analyze your efforts and to see if where you're placing your ads and your money is actually paying off for you. So there's something for everyone.
That is awesome. And, you know, like when I always tell people, hey, you know, this internet thing isn't going away. This social media thing isn't, it's not a fad. It's not a fad.
No, it's not. There's actually a video, if any of you guys want to watch it, that kind of changed my thought around that. If you go on YouTube and you go in, I always say Google, which is fine now because Google owns YouTube. So if you go into YouTube and you type in social media revolution, it talks to you about, it's a really cool video with really jazzy music. So it's easy to pay attention to. But it talks about how the people who are using social media, the 3 largest countries in the entire world don't equal the population all combined of the people who are on Facebook. And so it's not going anywhere, and it's actually becoming more and more and more prevalent as we get older and time goes by. So
awesome. Well, listen, we're going to be directing people to the MAPS group coaching page at mapskw.com. Also to our BGA page, and our BGAs will be sending out information about this great course. Thank you so much for the time, and we're really looking forward to seeing you more.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right. Bye.